Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I am continuing my series of reviews by taking a look back at Countdown number 13. So I've been counting down Countdown to Final Crisis, all the way from issue 51 down to this point. So be sure and check out my previous reviews with a link in the description box. I've got a whole playlist of them. So this issue is pretty epic. Things are really starting to pick up steam. We're actually getting close to the end of the series, and as you can see on the cover here, it's very dynamic, and the issue is called Obliteration. What you see there is Superboy-Prime pulling the faceplate off of the Monarch's armor. So that doesn't bode well for the Monarch. So this issue was written by Paul Dini with Tony Bedard. The story consultant was Keith Giffen. Now the art on this issue is really good. I think it's one of the standout issues so far as the artwork goes. So the art on this issue was done by Tom Derenick and Wayne Fotcher. So Tom Derenick has done a few of the covers for this series, so it's nice they got him to do all of the interior art. So the colors on this are by Pete Pantazis, and the lettering was done by Ken Lopez. This time the cover was by Stefan Rue. So we'll go ahead and start off on the first page. We're back at Earth 51. This is where everything's been going down for the last few issues. There's a huge fight going on there between the Monitors and various other forces and the Monarch's army. So what we see here is the Monitor of Earth 51 himself, and he's out there in space, and what he says here is actually really poignant, because he says, "Where there is life, there is hope. Only a human could believe such nonsense." But we see that comes back again later. So we see some of what's going on. The Monitors are fighting. Donna Troy's got this insect army that's helping, and then Superboy-Prime himself arrives and takes on the Monarch. So this actually changes things quite a bit, because he is someone who can actually challenge Monarch on a power scale level. So we see this here, that Superboy-Prime is just as immature as ever. He's super powerful, but super immature. So he says to Monarch, I'll kill you to death." So kind of funny, a little levity and all the chaos, but yeah, full page of them fighting, and there's actually several pages of them fighting. It's really good though, because they're fairly equally matched. And there's this bit here where Superboy starts to get angry, so he says, "You're just a guy in a stupid suit. I bet you're weak without it." And Monarch says, "Idiot, the suit doesn't strengthen me, it protects you. Want a taste of what's inside?" And then we see this huge explosion. So we're seeing the Atom and Donna Troy here, and the way she's drawn is pretty nice. It's real exaggerated, but you know, you get that in comic book art. Obviously a little thinner waist than's probably real, but in any case, a huge explosion coming for him. Ray figures he's dead, but Donna Troy is able to tank the blast, and they survive. And then we see Ray Palmer shows up with Batman. So this is the Batman of Earth 51, and they've got Jason Todd with them too. So Monarch thinks he's killed Superboy-Prime, and he's like, all right. But then we see Superboy leap out right here, and then the scene changes. This series jumps around a lot, but this issue is more linear than most, to be honest. So we see everybody here, Donna Troy, and everyone's teamed up. She switches back to her more normal outfit, and then we see this really cool message. So it says, "To Apocalypse" on the wall. So only Donna Troy sees it though. And then the scene changes. So Darkseid is confronting Solomon, who is one of the Monitors. In the last issue, we saw Solomon fight Forerunner, so he's defeated her, and Darkseid basically tells Solomon he still has a chance and asks him to come with him. And again, the art's really good on this. I like how Darkseid looks. He's drawn really good. So then we're back in the fight. Monitor of Earth 51 sees the other heroes, so he heads off in their direction. So then we're coming up on something really brutal here that happens. This Batman of Earth 51, he really hates villains. So he sees some of the villains and he jumps down, and we see here he attacks the Joker, and Joker is not prepared for it. It's really brutal. Jason Todd jumps in and starts helping. But what makes this really wicked, and I'm going to warn you, it's pretty bad. But yeah, Earth 51 Batman dies. You see right here in this panel, Ultraman kills him. That's it for him. So he gets his head squished by Ultraman, and then Ultraman gets knocked back by Kyle Rayner. So it's pretty horrific, and as Jason Todd's looking on, the Joker starts taunting him, so Joker ends up getting killed too. So pretty brutal. It's one of the alternate Jokers and one of the alternate Batmans, but still pretty brutal to see him die. So the Monitor of Earth 51 says he can send those guys to Apocalypse, and then we're back to the fight, the main event, and Superboy-Prime lunges at the Monarch and tears open his armor, which was a really, really bad thing to do because it creates a huge explosion that goes for several pages, because it doesn't just destroy a city or a continent, it destroys more than a planet and goes on to destroy many planets. So it's very brutal. So then the Monarch of Earth 51, though, survives it, and he's there left on his planet by himself. But it brings back what he had said before about where there is life, there is hope, and that is foolish. Now he actually sheds a tear because this plant survived the explosion, and he says, because where there is life, there is hope. So, it was really beautiful, actually, way to end it, especially after all the violence and destruction. So there's a good bonus, too, at the end. It is the origin of Cyborg Superman. It's one thing I love about this series. Every issue had a bonus like this, and they're really good and informative. So that's all for now. Overall, I thought it was I've been saying this a lot with the last few issues. I think the series just gets better towards this section, but really good art, really good story. I liked it a lot. Really hardcore, though. It makes me want to read the next issue. So I'll have the review of that out real soon, too. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Be sure and hit the bell for notifications. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't. And as always, thank you for watching and being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.